We're picketing because we're being discriminated against at GD.
In what regard?
Well, they're rehiring the men, I should say re-employing the men, who have been laid off since January, with less seniority, less work experience than we have.
What job did you do at General Dynamics?
We're all assemblers.
What does that mean? We
actually build the airplane.
Okay. Why do you think that they are not rehiring women?
Because I feel like that they think that they can't get the men back, and they can get the women back.
I'm somewhat, I think, preempting the decision of the council, but I feel like if a channel is going to be there, that it ought to be better done than the channels we've had done in the past. In fact, we've been recommending this for several years now through our committee.
What about, I think you said something before about cleaning up of channels. Is this something you're also proposing?
We proposed this in 1967 to the council, and we worked with Mr. Bickley on designing an ordinance where the Public Works Department would periodically clean and clear the creeks out. And the ordinance, so far as I can determine today, I asked Mr. Bickley, it's still on his desk.
Do you think anything was really accomplished out of this morning's meeting?
Oh, yes, I certainly do. We need communications with these people and with all of our citizens, and I think this is the first step.
What was requested?
I welcome such meetings, sir.
What was requested at this morning's meeting?
Well, they want a better understanding with police, and also they would like to have signs posted on Turtle Creek, no swimming. We had already decided to ask Mr. Houston, the director of parks, to post such signs. Also, they would like to have another meeting next week, and I'm agreeable to this.
Do you think we need more meetings of this kind between the so-called hippie community and the police department?
Well, if anything can be resolved, we should have meetings.
This department has in the past and will continue in the future to enforce the law to the benefit of the entire community. I have not compromised or made any agreement with leaders, groups, or individuals in respect to the enforcement of law or the reverting from our present police policies in this respect. Prior to yesterday's meeting with Mr. Rife and Mr. James, plans had been formulated for the policing of tomorrow's gathering at Winfrey Point in White Rock Park. The operational plans for this event are not any different than many similar plans of the past where special assignments were made for a large gathering of people. Whether it's a rally, football game, or special event, any progressive police department should have an operational plan in order for the events to be harmoniously carried out. It is certainly desirable for the participants of any gathering to obey the law and to maintain order within their own group. However, we in this police department shall continue to provide service, assistance, and protection to all of the citizenry of this community.
Well, I think it's really inhuman.
Liability coverage for non-owned vehicles in 99% of the cases I'm going to
I believe so. You can't really say an answer, but I got my interest in it last year before I had run into the campaign, and it dovetailed so nicely that I just kept right on going on it. I am by disposition somebody who takes actions like this. I've been a civil liberties lawyer all my life, and I have taken decisive actions like this. So it's in my nature to do it, and I think the answer is yes.
Don't you feel, though, that this is a good political move or a cliffhanger
I don't know.
To get onto?
I don't know. I mean, it makes my point, and why not make it? If your cause is good, the cause against moral pollution is good, and if this will punctuate it and accentuate it, why not?
Well, isn't this sort of telling people what they can do, or what they can see, and what they can read?
No, it isn't. Absolutely not. I mean, we didn't, 3 or 4 years ago, we weren't suffering from any kind of censorship. We just were safe from the awful floodgates of pornography that's now been unleashed on us. And you go just to have a look at the description of some of these things. They're vile. They're something that you don't want to expose anybody to. And we don't have to put up with this. We have a right to be free from these terrible influences.
Senator Mosey, as chairman of this committee, you've heard today testimony from the fire department and the police department about having to carry personal liability. In the next session of the legislature, do you plan to try to do something about this?
Yes, I do. I thought we had adequately covered that problem with the passage of the Tort Claims Act. I'm surprised to learn that these men are still being required to pay for the privilege of being our public servants, of defending our lives and our property. I think it's totally wrong that they be required to do so.
I would hope that the next session would take whatever steps are necessary to do away with that. The other thing that I was most pleased with today was the report from the State Board of Insurance that they will take corrective actions if they find any company that's requiring a school district to carry property damage coverage, which the law does not require them to carry. Mr. Byrd and his colleagues in Duncanville, I think, have done a great public service by coming before this committee and bringing this situation to the attention of this committee. And the State Board of Insurance has responded rapidly to this. I intend to follow up and see that if any of the companies in Texas are requiring this coverage as a condition to writing bodily injury, that the State Board look about renewing their charters to do business in this state. We don't want people doing business in this state who are imposing illegal requirements on anyone.